Love is a rose but with thorns. Alara, a talented painter, lived a simple life in a quaint studio tucked away in the heart of Florence. Her world was her canvases, each one a window into her soul, filled with vibrant Tuscan landscapes and soulful portraits. She poured her entire being into her art, finding solace and joy in every brushstroke. One crisp autumn evening, the air thick with the scent of roasted chestnuts, Alara found herself at a small, dimly lit jazz club. That night, she met Julian, a charismatic violinist with a cascade of dark, curly hair and eyes that sparkled with untamed passion. His music was as enchanting as his smile, weaving melodies that wrapped around her heart and pulled her closer. Their connection was immediate and undeniable. A whirlwind romance followed that swept Alara off her feet like a forgotten autumn leaf. Julian adored her art, spending countless hours by her easel and watching her paint in rapt silence. He filled her studio with spontaneous melodies and boisterous laughter, transforming her quiet creative space into a vibrant symphony of shared dreams. Alara felt a joy she had never known, a love as intoxicating and vibrant as the richest crimson rose blooming wildly in the Italian sun. His passion mirrored hers, making their world feel complete in a perfect harmony of artistic souls and deep affection. They explored every cobbled street and secret piazza of Florence together, finding inspiration in every Renaissance archway. Their conversations stretched into the early hours, fueled by cheap local wine and an endless stream of shared hopes. Lena, Alara's best friend and staunchest supporter, noticed the undeniable change in her. Alara showed a new spark that Julian had ignited, transforming her once reserved demeanor. Alara often described their love as a masterpiece in progress, an exquisite bloom unfolding before her very eyes. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, beneath the vibrant petals of their love, sharp thorns began to subtly emerge. Julian's intense passion often veered into unpredictable outbursts of jealousy. Whenever Alara dedicated too much time to her canvases or spent evenings with other friends, he would sometimes vanish for days without explanation, only to reappear with fervent apologies, grand romantic gestures, and promises that it would never happen again. Alara, initially blinded by the profound affection she felt, foolishly dismissed these episodes as mere eccentricities of an artistic temperament. She made endless excuses for him, convincing herself that his volatile intensity was simply a sign of how deeply he cared for her. The initial sweetness of the rose was increasingly being overshadowed by the painful, recurring pricks of its hidden thorns that left small, invisible wounds on her spirit. On one fateful night, marking the culmination of years of tireless work, Alara's first solo exhibition opened at a prestigious gallery. Julian had promised that not only will he be present, but he will also compose and play a special heartfelt piece just for the occasion. Alara waited by the entrance, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and gnawing trepidation. But Julian never arrived. The gallery buzzed with admiring patrons and fellow artists. Yet Alara felt a profound, aching void. Julian's absence created a stark emptiness amidst the celebratory chatter. She fielded questions about his inexplicable absence with a forced, brittle smile, which failed to conceal her wounded pride and her hard-won joy that was diminished by the weight of disappointment. Much later that night, he finally called, offering a vague, unconvincing excuse about a sudden burst of inspiration and an urgent composition that simply could not wait. A cold, hard realization settled over Alara. This was not just a fleeting temperament. It was a deeply ingrained pattern of self-centered disregard. The intoxicating beauty of their early days now felt tainted and became a fragile illusion shattered by repeated neglect. She realized that while the rose of their love offered unparalleled moments of beauty, its persistent thorns were slowly and meticulously tearing at the very fabric of her spirit. Lena, who had witnessed Alara's quiet suffering from afar, gently but firmly urged her to see the truth that lay before her. The next morning, seeking solace and clarity, Alara walked aimlessly through the majestic halls of the Uffizi Gallery, losing herself in the timeless beauty of the masterpieces. She found herself standing before Botticelli's Birth of Venus, pondering its serene, otherworldly elegance. Suddenly, her gaze landed on Julian, not alone, but engrossed in an animated conversation with a renowned music scout, a man he had desperately sought to impress for months. Julian caught her eye across the crowded room, and a flicker of guilt crossed his face, but it was quickly replaced by a triumphant, almost childish grin. "Alara, darling, you won't believe it," he exclaimed, beckoning her over. "This could be my big break." In that precise moment, the last petals of their love withered completely for Alara. She felt no anger and no sorrow, but only a quiet, resolute clarity. "I wish you luck, Julian," she said. Her voice was calm and steady, utterly devoid of the intense emotion that she was used to shower on him. She turned and silently walked away. Alara, now unburdened, focused on forging her own path. The Thorns had finally taught her a crucial lesson about self-worth, boundaries, and the true meaning of a genuine, reciprocal partnership. Alara returned to her studio, not to mourn a lost love, but to paint with a fierce, renewed sense of purpose. She began a powerful new series, boldly titled The Bloom and the Thorn. Each painting exquisitely explored the intricate complexities of love, loss, and the indomitable spirit of human resilience. Her art became more profound. It imbued with a raw honesty and an authentic emotional depth that resonated deeply with viewers. Months passed, and Alara's exhibition gained international recognition. Her unique and evocative style was celebrated in art journals across Europe. Julian, now a moderately successful musician, would occasionally see her name, a growing star, in the very publications that once celebrated his own smaller triumphs. He would remember the vibrant artist he had almost known, the one whose brilliant light he had nearly dimmed through his own self-absorption. Alara, meanwhile, found profound peace, not in a conventionally perfect romance with Julian, but in the unwavering devotion to her creative craft. She understood now that love, much like a rose, was undeniably beautiful, but demanded respect for its inherent fragility and its protective thorns. Alara realized that the greatest, most enduring love is the unwavering love for ourselves, blooming fiercely and magnificently after pruning away what no longer genuinely serves our growth. Narcissistic and selfish, perhaps, but sometimes necessary for survival. She realized that even after the harshest storms, the sun always rises, and the rising sun always paints new possibilities and fresh perspectives on the vast, beautiful canvas of life. The rose of love still existed in her world, but Alara had finally learned to cultivate her own magnificent garden, where every bloom was cherished for its unique beauty, and every thorn served a vital purpose in defining her quiet, unyielding strength. Do not forget to subscribe and like. Do also give your comment. Thank you.